to further expand, God names seasons before he fills them. So before fruit, before harvest, before visibility, God establishes time. This tells us that time itself is sacred and intentional in God's design. Not every season produces the same outcome, and that is not a flaw. It's part of becoming wise, it's part of growing wisdom as an individual. So some seasons are for growth, some for rest, some for waiting, and some for fruit. Expecting every season to look like the same leads to unnecessary frustration. God does not rush winter away. He allows darkness and shorter days to exist alongside light. This teaches us that slower seasons are not wasted seasons, they are formative ones. Purpose is not found in urgency. When we rush, we often outrun what God is forming in us. Rhythm keeps us aligned with God's pace instead of forcing our own. As a reminder, again, that there is a time for everything. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says that, in fact, there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. This verse reminds us that purpose is inseparable from timing. Something can be good and still not be now, right this second. Something can be delayed and still deeply meaningful. Feeling behind often comes from misunderstanding your season. When we compare our winter to someone else's summer, we conclude something must be wrong, when in reality, something different is just simply happening. When you compare your outsides to someone's insides, there's trouble there, especially. So that basically means I'm comparing how I feel inside to how that person's life looks on the outside. And in doing so, it creates room for perhaps even anxiety, worry, being jealous, and you have your own story. So it's one of those things where something different is happening in your season. So when we look at other people's seasons or lifestyles, we can conclude sometimes that something must be wrong with ours, when in fact we are exactly where God wants us to be. So rest seasons, quiet seasons, and waiting seasons still have purpose. God does not measure usefulness the way we do. He values faithfulness, attentiveness, and obedience within each season. So God measures life by alignment, not acceleration. We often measure success by how fast things move. God measures it by how well things grow.